Order! There shall be order in this court of Apple News. Hello, welcome back to another video. It's Sam Cole here, your favorite news boy, and we're here to talk news time. So much news. Yo, today we got fresh information about new iPhones and iPads confirmed by Apple. The name of the iPhone SE sounds like something from the Samsung verse, and the iPad Air is about to be refreshed, the colorful one. We have so much to talk about as always, so if you guys are excited, you know it helps me and the channel out if you drop a like down below. And of course, hit that subscribe button and tap that bell and start feeling swell. Okay, now normally the way these videos works is I'll give away my secret here. I kind of put the two smaller stories in front of the bigger, penultimate story. But if I did that today, it just wouldn't make any sense. So today, you guys are in for a treat. We're starting off with the biggest news, which is about Apple's confirmation. Now, obviously, you know that Apple is a secretive company. They're always doing that at Apple Park, being as stealthy as possible, and generally they do a pretty good job. Like, as many rumors as we get, they always have a couple things that never leak. That being said, they never do a good job with general product leaks, because whenever they're about to release new products, they always start filing things with regulatory agencies. And these agencies are, of course, the ones that say you can actually sell this or you can't, or it's dangerous or it's not. And Apple does this all around the world, and usually they're pretty quiet about it, except for this one regulatory group called the EEC. You see, year in and year out, the Eurasian Economic Commission is the #1 source to know when Apple is about to drop new products, because every single year, I think as long as I've been on YouTube, they always leak these things ahead of Apple's announcements. And the only reason I think this continues is because it's not a tell-all. Like, there's only a couple of details that we get from these reports, which one are the general device category that Apple is updating, and B, how many models have been approved. So shout out to Consumac for spotting this and obtaining these records this time. And as you guys can see here, there are 3 new iPhone models that have been approved through this database filed by Apple themselves on top of 11 different iPads. Again, these are general, so they are 11 iPads and 3 iPhones, but I don't think you have to have, the Cole size massive, look, you don't have to have a brain like this or like me to put these numbers together, I tell you what. So let me lay it out for you guys in simple terms here. New iPhone SE, iPad confirmed by Tim Cook leak destroyed Samsung, Apple, Facebook, Google overall. What the f did I just say? Apple has confirmed the new iPhone SE and the new iPad Air. Woo, we did it, guys. We did it. We made it. We have new products on the horizon. And a lot of the times I will play a little loose and slick when it comes to the word confirm, but this time I mean it. Apple has told the regulatory agency that new iPhones and iPads are coming. I mean, would it be fun if they just came out and said it at this point? No, that's the whole point of the leaks and rumors. They give us little tidbits here and there, and then we have to put the puzzle together. Okay, so with that out of the way, how long are we gonna have to wait to get these? Well, the thing with the EEC also is that we don't get an exact time frame, but Mark Gurman just recently said we will be seeing an event in March or April, and I'd say that's a surefire time we're gonna get these. And again, the first of these products is gonna be the iPhone SE spec bump, same design. This is what it's gonna look like. Who knows, maybe we get a fresh color just to differentiate it a little bit, but it really is just gonna be 4.7 inches of a new processor and 5G connectivity. That is the iPhone SE 3. There is not gonna be a big update. And the guy, the 100% accurate dude that I track over on my site, Ross Young, he has something interesting to say that I don't actually agree with. Well, he's telling us that the name is gonna be a little bit different. And for context, Apple has called the original iPhone SE the iPhone SE straight up, and then they called the second iPhone SE the iPhone SE second generation. Thus, I thought it would be logical to assume that it would be the iPhone SE third generation when this comes out at the Apple event. But apparently that's not the case. Ross Young says that this new phone is going to be called SE Plus 5G. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, that is SE Plus 5G. Does this look like a Samsung name to anyone? Let me go over to Amazon right now on the spot. Yep, what do you know? The S21 Plus 5G. There is no way Apple calls it this. Like, Ross Young has an insane track record and is always giving us these never before heard details about screens and resolutions because that's his thing. He's a screen and industry display analyst. But when it comes to the name, man, there's no way. But then I'm sitting here saying this, and we also have a MacBook Pro that has a Apple M1 Max chip in it and an iPhone 13 Pro Max phone. Hey, congregate among yourselves down below and talk because I don't think this is happening. But hey, I also didn't think the other 18 things Apple has named were going to be named those either, to be fair. Okay, so that's the iPhone SE. Those are the updates there. Something that I didn't think we were going to be seeing is a new iPad, and especially a new iPad Air at this event. But just days before we got this confirmation that Apple was planning to release like 11 new iPad models, we are hearing from Maka Takara that there is a new iPad Air coming. You guys know the iPad Air, the fresh one with multicolors that has the nearly all-screen design that was updated back in September of 2020. That hasn't been touched, in over a year now, and while I knew Apple was planning to update it at some point this year, I guess the spring does kind of make sense. And even though Maka Takara is just over 60% accurate, I'm actually inclined to believe these specs, which let's go ahead and take a look at. They say it's going to be the same design as the current Air, but it's going to have this new ultra-wide front camera, just like the new 9 iPad does, or the iPad Pros that has center stage that moves you around as you move. I really thought this was going to be a gimmick, but it's not. It's just really good, and center stage is one of the coolest things Apple has released in years. So that's going to be coming down to this model. We're also going to be getting a quad LED True Tone flash for the single camera on the back. Internally, we're hearing it's going to be an A15 chip, so the exact same chip that we have in the iPhone 13 series, and then also we will be getting 5G on here. So 5G will be coming to this iPad, and overall, it sounds like a moderate update, but nothing too compelling. Honestly, center stage sounds like the reason you probably want to get this, or 5G, but I know some people buy 5G iPads. It's just never been the thing for me, so I don't really fully get it. When I have a hotspot on my phone, I'll just connect it that way for free. But even knowing this, are they gonna really release 11 new iPad models here? I mean, maybe there's 11 new of just the iPad Air, but I really think we could see the iPad Pro updated as well. Then that sounds like an event. iPhone SE 3, iPad Air, iPad Pro, and then maybe that larger screened iMac with M1 Pro or M1 Max inside. It would be unveiled at this event as well, a year after the previous iMac redesign happened. I'm getting pretty excited for this event. Obviously, it's still January, so we have time. But yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty fun to me. Sounds like a pretty good time. Hey, what do you think, man? You think it sounds like a good time?
Well, I just want to start off by saying that this is my first gig since they stopped doing the Android ads a few years ago, but I'm still just as green as ever. Oh yeah, Apple sucks. I'd never use an iPad, and if you use an iPhone, you should burn in hell, you piece of shit.
Hey, I'm cutting your mic on that one. We don't do any of that Apple anti-slander here.
So let me get this straight. A guy shows up a little buzzed to this interview and tells your entire audience to f off, and you are gonna ban me?
You can't come on my Apple show and then be like, oh, I don't like Apple. Like, if you gotta say that, like, save it for my podcast, Genius Bar, which you guys can check out right now over in the link in the description. If you never checked it out, really good episode.
I'm taking the light with me. No!
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you learned something new. If you did, drop a like down below. Hit subscribe for more. Dude, I like it. Out of breath from all the talking I'm doing. Well, crazy. Not me talking? What? Running my mouth? That couldn't be me. Hope you guys are doing well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.